Hello viewers, welcome back to Nanda Academies. This is Dr. S. Nanda Gopalan. Today's video we are going to see another interesting application development here, but this time it's going to be by using the following tools. Number 1, PHP. Number 2, MySQL. Number 3, HTML. Number 4, CSS. So this is the combination which we are going to use. So it's called totally PHP based project, which is going to be helpful for us for developing so many other applications. So we're going to do what is known as Travel Portal Web Application. Now what you are seeing here is the flow diagram of this particular web project. As you know that PHP stands for the Hypertext Preprocessor, and the database which we are going to use is MySQL, and of course HTML and CSS combination. And this travel portal has the following features. People or the users will be able to log in as normal users, and we have admin as well. So we have some login module which need to be developed using PHP. Then people will be able to book their tickets. So it's basically the holiday trips or the package tools. We can also add a lot of other things. The provision is given, but currently this project takes care of only booking of these packages, and admin page also is separate once the user is identified as an admin, and we have some reports which need to be generated. So we'll show how to do that as well using PHP. Okay, so this flow diagram we shall quickly go through. This is the index page, which is again PHP, and these things, the non-rectangular hexagon kind of shapes indicate that it's purely PHP files. And maroon color background and also this admin page contains both HTML, CSS and PHP combination. So for instance, we'll start with the index page, the entry level page, and where we provide login as a opening page where we have links for login and sign up. So assume that the user has already signed up, so he can log in with his or her credentials, and it will be authenticated using the PHP. So we have the authentication process, which is checked again by consulting the database tables, and then it will either identify the user as admin, in which case we will open up this admin page. Otherwise, it will open as normal home page. From this home page, you can get varieties of bookings like hotels, holidays and other things, but currently I'll just touch upon only the holidays. So we have this page coming up once he clicks on the booking kind of thing. Now here in this particular page, holidays.php, we will show the travel details, that is the tour ID, then the departure date, then the booking date and how many people are traveling. So all these details will be collected and the booking will be done. So this page booking.php actually inserts this record with a booking reference into the database. So sign up page of course is quite normal with any kind of other application development. Users can sign up with all the details given, and it will be added in the corresponding table. So this is the entire organization of the various files which I'll show you in the Visual Studio Code. So here again we will use only the Visual Studio Code 2019 for developing this. You don't require any other tools. You have the PHP automatically available, this PHP server is available, etc. Everything is available at one place called Visual Studio Code. And all that we require extra is the MySQL database. With these things, we should be able to do, the Travel Portal web application design and demonstration. That's what we're going to see. Let's now get started. Let me just show the database here. So I'll just name the database as PHP project. You can see here. Then we have the tables here. For instance, customer table. This is the customer table. I already added few customers. We can also show how to sign up, of course. So we have the email ID is the primary key, and the customer name, phone number, and the password. Also, we'll store it here only, not a separate table. Then we have the tour details. So tour is another table where we have the tour ID, tour name, and cost. We can have any other details, but for demonstration purpose, we will just have only these two, the tour ID, tour name. Then the booking, that means the customer can book any number of tours. So the booking reference is the key, of course. I'll show you that, here. So the booking ID or the booking reference is the key, and which customer has booked and which tour, when it was booked, the booking date and the departure date, and how many people are there in the tour package. So number of tickets. So I've already actually made this booking for some people. We will show again, apart from this, how the booking is done through our application. So we have our database tables ready, and now let's move on to the Visual Studio Code, where, as I already showed, the starting page is index.php. So I think the viewers have some knowledge about PHP. Otherwise, I suggest those who do not have basic knowledge of PHP can go through either YouTube videos or other resources. So this video will not introduce anything about PHP. So it assumes that the knowledge of PHP is already there with the users or the viewers. So this is a HTML cum PHP page. As you can see here, that mainly what we are interested is, which since it's an opening page, we have to provide, as I've already showed here, login and sign up. So these are the two links which we have to give. You can see here, we have the login page. That means we provide a login and the reference to which file has to come up. So login.php will come up once the user clicks on this login because of hrefs tag. Similarly, there is a sign up. If you are a new user, then please click here. That means it will open up sign up page. So these are the two PHP programs which we need to develop, which already it's done. Rest, I think it is simple text message. So let's now move on to the login page. So I have my login page here, login.php, where I will just read in the user credentials. So it's a form tag with the input where the username is obtained. So email actually is taken as the user ID and the password. Okay, these two are taken, and submit button is given. You can see here input class is button, and this is your submit. Now once the user submits, it actually opens up this authentication page, that is PHP. So as per our diagram, once the user clicks on this login, it gets you the authentication, because this input data now has to be verified whether it is a legitimate user or not. So let me now move on to authenticated page. So I have that here, I think. So here. So this is very important because this is a pure PHP code. All that we need to do is first get the connection string, with the MySQL. So the connection string required is to create a new object, MySQLi. So whenever you use MySQLi, not .connect, etc. So there are two ways by which you can actually get connected. People who have worked on PHP and MySQL will know that, but right now you can just follow this syntax. So all that you require is to create a new object, connection object, with the localhost database name, user ID and password for the MySQL. Session start is very important. And as you know that the variables in a PHP all start with $. Okay, so the connection object is done, assuming that it's without any errors. And check the user ID, it's a post variable. So user ID and password, store it in the local variable username and password, and consult that in the customer table. So I've already showed you the customer table. So select star from customer table where these two matches. So if so, you will get some rows. If the number of rows, that means you'll get only one row, assuming that the unique email ID. Hence, we'll get one row at least, otherwise nothing. So the number of rows is 1, that means it's authenticated, but the user could be admin or otherwise. So if the user logged in is an admin, then we will open up the admin page. I showed already here. So if the authentication says that is admin user, go for this page, otherwise go for home page. So you can hear this is the home page. So simply open up this home page. So this, as per the diagram, we have just written the code. So once you go to the home page, what exactly we should do? So we'll go to the home page now. Yeah. So we have the home page here, where this is going to show you the details of the welcome message, all that. You can see here the welcome message and who is the current user for that particular session. And supposing if it's a admin, then admin page will be opened and the logout links are shown, etc, etc. So we are showing some links also from here that people could log into, get the pages correspondingly, so that they can do the rest. It is all like showing the details of the various things. As I already mentioned, that you have features like you can book hotels, you can book tour packages, etc, etc. So all those things are available here, and I can just now show you what is more important here. There are some images which will show just to make it little fancy, and there is one thing which is very important for us is the holiday booking kind of thing. I'll show you the web page. So because rest are all, it is just the images and other things which shows what are the tours, the types of tours and the corresponding images, so that our web page will look little better. And otherwise we can simply say that the booking kind of thing. So from here, the home page, assume that I'm trying to book holidays. So it will now open up holidays.php. Now holidays.php again will have the details of the booking, like as I said already, the booking reference and the starting city where you want to have this tour being booked, number of persons, you can see here. Then you have the booking dates. All these kinds of things have to be done. And remember that it has to be inserted. Now according to this holidays, so this in turn will use this PHP page in order to book the holidays as per the details provided. So holidays.php actually will provide the details which I told you, the department city, departure city, departure date, etc. And these are the drop downs for which we try to fill it up. For example, there is one drop down here, departure city. I've just made it hard coded here. like these are the only possible departure cities, so it's just given here. And whenever the user selects Bangalore, I'll just get this value so that I can insert into the database table. Then you have this, you can see here, book is a button. The moment you click on this, we will open up the booking, that is submit button. Once we do this, so booking.php should be opened. So that's a form, you can see here, booking.php. So the form tag, right? So that is booking.php will be enabled. And we also have to populate the tours, various tours from the table called tour. So that is done here with the while loop. So we can just get, so that I think I have here, select tour name from tour. That query has to be executed using the connection object as usual. So once you execute this query, SQL query, you will get a result set object, and that result set object again you can get how many rows. So assuming that everything is fine, so we will get these many rows, which means all the tours. Now that I am going to load it onto my drop down. So that's exactly what the while loop is doing. So fetch associate is a function which actually gets these things fetched from the result set object and populate this with the option value. So it's the HTML. So tour name will be part of your drop down. So we will be showing the dates, departure, and the booking date. Booking reference, of course, will be automatically generated because auto increment is enabled in MySQL table called booking. And the number of persons, of course, we will read it. And the tours, available tours are, available in the, it's made available in the drop down using this technique. So now my holidays page is ready. Now, once if I click this booking, that is submit button, booking.php will be open. So this is just to insert a row. Booking.php has to be designed in such a way that we insert a row taking all these values. Okay, so again, as usual, get connected to the MySQL, and whatever the user has posted, these data, store it in the local variable, that is name of the tour, travel date, number of persons, starting city, and which user. Okay, so all these things will be, assuming that nothing is blank, so we can just select the corresponding tour ID, because we have to add that in the table called booking. So once you have all this information, you can see here all these are there. So this actually I have removed it. There's another way by which we can create primary keys by using unique ID function in PHP. That's one way. Another way is to have the is to enable auto increment in MySQL. So I have just followed the second method. That's why you can see here the booking ID is not part of my insert statement. So insert only the customer ID, tour ID, booking date, departure date, and number of persons. Which are the values here? User ID is the customer ID, and tour ID, of course, we have got it from this. And today $today actually gives me the booking date. This is the current date, and the new date is nothing but the departure date and number of persons. So all these things will be inserted into the table called booking. Okay, so if it's successful, that means it will return true. Then you can just give a message saying that it is successfully booked. So in PHP, we just use this syntax echo with a script, JavaScript. And so you get a notification here on the top of the screen. Supposing if something goes wrong, probably you'll get an error message, and you can try, booking again. So this is how the booking is done. So starting with index page, showing all this login, authenticate the logins. If it's admin, different kind of page will be open. I'll show you this later. And the home page, will display all the details, basic ones, in which you have the holiday booking and rest of the things, but I'll consider holiday booking. Once you input the required details for booking, the booking.php actually does the job of inserting this booking here. We don't generate any ticket here. I leave it to the users to enhance this particular application. So once the booking is done, probably you can generate a ticket in PDF form and send it to the email ID of the user. And admin page, you can generate a lot of reports. Currently it's minimal because this is just a demonstration. So let me just execute this. Very interestingly, it doesn't require any WAMP, XAMPP servers, nothing actually. I just need a MySQL workbench, which I have already. People who have not watched my lecture 1 under Anvil series, please go through that, where I have given some insights about MySQL and Visual Studio Code. There's another video actually you can search in my channel which talks about Visual Studio Code and how to execute various language programs. So here this is the first time I'm giving for PHP. So all that you require is just add an extension here in Visual Studio. This is the extension. So all that you require is PHP. I've already done it. So PHP debug is there, PHP server is there. So PHP server is very important for us, which will help us in running our programs, PHP programs using this server. So it's all installed already. And yeah, it looks something like this because it's already installed. So you are getting this, otherwise you will get installed. So I'll just close this. Once this is successfully installed, you will get an icon like this. So this is the PHP server where I can click on that. So the PHP server, I don't require any other web server. So it's a local web server. It automatically gets executed. So once it's done, I've already done. So I'll just show you the working of this. All that I need is, index.php. So this is my URL. So my starting this one page PHP program is index.php, as I've already mentioned. So once if I come here, I can just refresh this. It still works. So login is here and sign up is here. So we'll just log in. So you get a login page. So I have, I think, already an ordinary user. I'll just click on submit. So this is the home page, it's authenticated. So you get home page, that is home.php. As I said, flight, hotel, rental, all these you can incorporate. And currently this is the only thing which I'm going to show you. And you can also see the welcome message, who has logged in, and you have a report which will directly go to open the admin page. That is just for my checking here, and you have a logout button. So I'll just click on this. So I should get my holidays. Yeah, holidays.php, I got it. So here you give the details, which tour you want to go. For example, USA 10, maybe that it gives an idea that it's a 10-day tour, 9 nights and 10 days. And departure date, generally in MySQL it is YYY but I've just transformed it so that it's easy for us to enter. So what is the departure date? Let's assume that 12/1/2022, and starting city, let's say Bangalore. A number of persons, let me say 12, just to show you that is a new entry. So when I click on this, my booking .php will get opened. Yeah, so since things are fine, so it's successfully booked. Click on OK. Now let us check. You can check here also in the report as well as in the database. I'll just show you here. I'll just refresh this. Yeah, you can see here that it is 12 people. It's booked today, 24th, and tour ID is T11. T11, we'll just see. T11 is USA 10, so that's done. Alternatively, we can also click on this. Actually, it's an admin page, but it's okay. I'm just trying to show you here for the viewers. Yeah, 24th is there is a booking done, and departure date is 12/1/2022, and there is another user actually called Ayan, and customers not made any booking, all too detailed. So this is, you can give international packages, domestic customers, booking details, customer wise. So a lot of reports could be generated accordingly. So it is successfully booked, and we have checked all these PHP files except maybe sign up and admin, which I have already checked it. It's working. So PHP, HTML, CSS, MySQL combination is also easy, but only thing is that you should have proper HTML and CSS programming here for a good looking kind of web pages. I hope that you have understood the demonstration and the explanation of Travel Portal application, which you can use it for your DBMS mini project of VTU students or other university students and commercial purposes. Please do drop in your queries, etc. In the comment column, and I request people who have not subscribed my channel to subscribe, so that I'm going to post a lot of interesting videos, and believe me that you will be able to learn and develop very good projects, maybe for your academic purpose or professional purposes. And I will not confuse people. I will not give too many details. It is just whatever is required. Thanks for watching, and do visit Nanda Academies.